Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Cousins. I'm Erica.
I'm Raina.
And we are here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm not sure if you guys know this show. It's in its second season. We thought it was the third, but it's just a super long second season. The show follows couples in Huntsville, Alabama, as they're married couples. They're living their life. Originally, there were three couples, Kimmy and Maurice, Martell and Melody, and then Letitia and Marceau. This season they added one more couple. Tiffany and Lewis is her husband, and then Destiny, who was married, but she was on the show last season or earlier this season, but she recently got a divorce, and so she's on there as just a single girl looking for some love. And so we're just gonna jump right into this season. We're not at the beginning of the season. We are on episode 30, and this episode they are in Vegas. They are celebrating Letitia and Marceau's 15th wedding anniversary, and so all the couples came together to kind of like, you know, chill out and hang out and celebrate them. So we're just gonna jump right in. So episode starts off with the guys playing basketball. What did you think about that conversation that they had on the basketball court?
So I think that, one, they covered a lot. They kind of talked about a lot, but of course they had to talk about Martell.
Yes.
Because the previous episode, there was a big blow up between Martell and Mel.
Yeah, and they used to be married, for those of you guys who don't.
Correct.
So they are having some growing pains as a divorced couple. But go ahead.
Yes. So, Marceau had pointed out, saying to, he was just talking amongst the guys, and this is before Martell showed up, but he was saying how using it's bad for either of them, Melody or Martell, to be using their children as pawns and pawning them against one another. So I understood exactly what he was saying. I just hate that the kids suffer the most, going through divorce. So
yeah, it was interesting to me. I think somebody else said it too. I think that they both do that. So like, I feel like when Martell kind of feels like he is being attacked for something that he said or done, then he always like, those are my kids. I'm always going to protect my kids and take care of my kids, or whatever the case may be. And then I feel like she uses that also. She is, upset or whatever, and she'd be like, well, I have the kids, and when I have the kids, I'm taking care of them. But when you have the kids, your mom is taking care of them. So like they go back and forth about that, which is unfortunate. Which was the whole argument I guess it was the night before on this episode or whatever, but the night before, that's what they started arguing about. What did you think about that conversation that Marceau said about the surprise counseling that Keisha went to?
Honestly, I mean, he probably felt like ambushed. He probably felt ambushed in going into counseling. So, I mean, I personally don't think that was the right way to go about it. But I think if you've been watching the show and Tisha, I feel like she probably feels that's the only way for her to get Marceau to see or to hear her and see her point. Because a lot of times when they're talking, Marceau is very good at this, where he's very good at changing the subject, as well as, turning the whole conversation against her. And I think he does that a lot. So like for her, she probably thinks she probably feels that she needs that counselor, that mediator to be there, and that third person to like mediate when they're having a conversation, so someone else can hold him accountable for his actions, or, point out what he's doing incorrectly. Because for Marceau, he's probably like one ear and out the other. He doesn't listen to what she's saying, or if he does, he's just like, yeah, well, oh well.
Yeah, he definitely, they definitely have communication issues. I agree. She probably feels like she needs a mediator, but his ears are so deaf to anything that she's saying. I noticed over the seasons with him, he's like super old school, where he thinks the wife should be at home cooking and caring for the kids, and not out there exploring. I don't know if you remember when the show first started, when she started like kind of getting out there and doing like talks and stuff like that. And he was like, well, who's gonna be at home to cook dinner, and who's here to take care of the kids? And I feel like with her trying to explore herself and do something different for herself, it's pushing him to see like, hold on, wait, I'm not going to be able to control what she does, or what she does at home. And so I feel like that is a lot of the issue. I don't think that she should have taken him to surprise counseling.
No. But you know what? I was gonna say, I was just following through with what you were saying about their past, and he definitely made her feel as if she was being selfish for wanting to pursue a career or getting back into the work field because she's just been a stay-at-home mom. And I should even say just that is a tough job. Task.
Yeah,
I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I tell you, it is not the most glamorous. No, it is not that glamorous. Like, it's a lot of work. You don't get breaks when you want to. You don't get to clock in and clock out. Like, you're on the clock 24/7. So
exactly.
I mean, my hat goes off to her, and the fact that she wanted to get back in the working field and do these things and explore this and explore that. And I actually was happy that Mel was helping her and pushing her to like empower her to get to those things. And Marceau, definitely, I did not like him in the beginning of the season at all. No. I just felt like he's very controlling, and what I say goes, and he always had his foot down, and I'm like, that's not how it should be amongst husband and wife. But it's funny because they brought that up at the basketball court when they were talking about it. Yeah, he made it seem as if he thought that that's what she wanted, when in reality, we know that's.
I just don't think he was looking at what she wanted. I think he saw what he wanted, steadfast in making that happen, and he wanted her to be at home. So that's what he did. He made sure that she was at home. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that he provides because he's been working. They seem to be living a comfortable life. So I get it. Like, I'm providing for you or whatever. But yeah, he's definitely has a control issue.
Yes.
When it comes to that, I thought it was interesting to hear how they kind of bounced it and said that she wasn't confident. I was like, like, okay, what is this about? Like, why
they misconstrued? I think maybe Lewis misconstrued what Marceau was saying, because he was saying how when he met her, she was very confident, but like what she was not confident in was about her speech and her talking. But somehow when word got back to Tiffany, when Lewis was telling his wife about it, it made it seem as if she wasn't confident in herself, period. And I was like, that's not what they discussed. So
no, I didn't understand that. And Miss Tiffany, let's talk about it. Because she has, for this, and I know this wasn't a part of the basketball scene, but she has been a firecracker walking through the door. How do you have the audacity to a new group of people, sit down at the table with them to break bread with them for the first time, and then look at somebody and be like, oh, I know you, our sons go together. What's going on with him vaping? What?
Right. Just airing out their dirty laundry, like you know these people. Girl, you don't know them. That's inappropriate.
That was so inappropriate. On these reality shows, kids are always off limits.
Off limits.
For you to do that in mixed company, like you don't usually tell your friends if your kids get in trouble at school. Like, that's not something that you're going out on the street sharing. She should know better than to come to that group and be like, he was in the bathroom vaping or whatever. And I was like, I felt like that was so inappropriate.
It was. And it's not just that, but it was also about Destiny, right? And bringing up her previous marriage. So it's like, you struck out twice in one setting. But you continue to do these things in this group setting. And I'm just like, have you not learned your lesson?
Right.
I mean, you got called out by Maurice.
And
you
then,
were crying. You were in tears.
And that's what I was gonna say. And then you want to have crocodile tears. Oh no, man, you brought that to yourself. You can go get them tears, and I don't know what you're gonna do with them, but you called that on. You called that for yourself. Like
you did. And then Lewis, I get it. That's your woman. You gotta protect her. You gotta stand up for her. I understand, but like at some point, you gotta be honest with her and let her know, like, listen, what I tell you in confidence, like, you don't need to go running your mouth. It's a time and a place for everything, and this is not it. You gotta let her know. Like, you don't have to be disrespectful about it, but like, you gotta let her know, because clearly she's not getting the memo at all.
Not at all. I can't remember what else did they talk about on that basketball court. Was it?
Well, Martell showed up. Showed up, and he was like, "What y'all talking about?" And so, the conversation started about how he was handling things the night before, and Martell, it's like he was calling Marceau out, saying, it's funny how you don't want to hear what the counselor has to say. You don't want to take advice from somebody else who is an actual counselor, but here you are trying to give me advice. Like, he was saying that in front of the camera with the one-on-one, but like, he has a point. Marceau, you are nobody to be dishing out advice when you can't even take advice yourself.
This is true. This is very true. But then I thought it was the pot calling the kettle black, because he went to counseling, but I can't say that he took away everything that the counselor was trying to share with him either.
You are absolutely right, because he still, to this day, it's like he can't get outside of his head. He just he's one. I feel like, especially this season, he is very easily triggered. Very easily. I mean, the smallest thing could just make him just explode. And so I feel for Mel, because I actually feel like she has gotten better with being at peace. And she was talking about her frequencies, trying to get back her vibes and in a calm setting. And I commend her for that, because I mean, although every time they get around one another, they're both explosive, but I feel that she has a better handle on it. Although in this episode, it kind of didn't really show that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? Speaking of that, okay, so if we go to the next scene where they all at the pool together, and then you notice how when she wasn't outside, who was the person that said he was gonna go get her? I was like, Martell, you know good well you should send Destiny to get her. Anybody but you.
Right. But as soon as he walked in, you saw what Mel did. She called him out. She said, what did you do coming in my room last night at 1:30 a.m.?
Right.
And the look on his face said it all. We already know she was calling him out. But he tried to spin it, talking about, I'm just what I'm here for now. I wanted to apologize. She's like, at 1:30 a.m.
Yeah. I was like, sure. But that's because he's delusional, because they in their conversation, and it came up later on in the episode, he keeps making reference to, I'm gonna get married again, and it may be Melody, and I think Melody is like, whatever, I am my best life.
Been there, done that, gave you several chances. Not doing it again. I am not boo the fool. I'm good on that. Nope.
Exactly. I mean, you got to kind of think about it. If you were Melody and she stayed with him knowing that he was cheating, gave him another chance, he continuously cheated on her,
had a whole baby,
had got a whole pregnancy and had a whole baby while they were married, and then he actually thinks that she's going to consider coming back to do that again.
The audacity. The audacity. Like, who thinks that? He is not in his right mind. If he really feels that that's going to be, like, he even has a chance. How?
I don't know.
Clear
I don't
time
know
and
how.
time again. Right.
Yeah.
She has a whole song about being hurt. How are you not getting the memo? How? I don't understand.
And then he wanted to complain about the song too. Talking, my kid's been singing that song for 2 years, but I thought to myself, I said, sir, but you were cheating on her for
that long, or actually longer.
Yeah, or longer. So why wouldn't she have maybe written or journaled out her thoughts and then turn it song that turned it into some money? Like, I ain't making her coins.
Right. And so like, okay, so how do you feel about that though? Like, I don't see Melody intentionally like teaching her kids these lyrics or anything like that. I mean, they probably hear it because she's singing because she has to go to studio, she has to do this, she has to do that, and I'm sure the kids are with her sometimes. So how do you separate your adult struggles during a divorce without affecting the kids? And I think that that's the hard thing to understand or try to figure out.
And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that she did it like the kids know the song, but think about it. Like even you as a kid, you knew the lyrics to some songs that like they show it on TikTok all the time. Lyrics thought about as a kid, and you hear them lyrics now, and I'm like, oh my God, I was singing or whatever. So I don't think that the kids even realize that story
it's about
them or whatever. I think that they just say they think mommy's on the radio, mommy's music is being played, I'm gonna learn that they've learned mommy's song, and more so about being excited for mommy versus the lyrics of the song or whatever. Correct. But I do hope, because I know that they were in counseling for like co-parenting,
which I thought was great.
I did too. And I hope what they have done is put the kids that are old enough to kind of really any of the kids, like all of the kids, I feel like they should be doing something, even if it's not the frequency that they go to like couples counseling. I feel like the kids should be able to kind of have an outlet too. For sure. If they're in counseling as well. Because if not, then I mean you can easily get caught up in get them caught up in it, and you may not even realize it. Like if you guys are bickering back and forth like they were doing on this episode, the kids, and they've done it before in front of the kids. You remember early in this season when she first got her house and he came over, they were outside. I don't know. They were outside playing basketball. Yeah. And then when the mom was there, and then one episode they were outside playing basketball, and then he came over and she came in the house, and they were out there arguing then. So they are hearing it. So I just hope that they are giving them the ability to be able to kind of express their thoughts. So I'm sure it's tough. The song thing, I don't think it's as deep as he wants to make it out to be. Like she's saying, this song is about your daddy. She's like, oh, this is my song. It's on the radio. They're jiving. I think they're like that.
It's just tough for him because he knows it's about him. So a hit dog will holler, right? So I mean, it is what it is. If the shoe fits,
right? Like you look, you fueled that song. You gave her all the.
You gave her all the ammo to exactly.
Yeah,
so, you make the bed, you gotta land. Yep. Yeah. Now I will bring up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna bring up also when they had that conversation when he went to go get Mel from the room. And the argument started, and it exploded. Mel started off by letting him know her triggers. And she was really trying to start off by saying the reason why we end up in an explosion and in that kind of argument is because we both have triggers with certain things that we say to one another. And she was letting him know her triggers, which were you saying how, well, we have 4 kids. She's like, I know that. I pushed them out. And
she was there.
I'm with you. Yeah, I get it. And the other one, which I'm 100% on board with her with this, when she talks about her music career, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that BX," just down in everything she does. You know what I mean? Like that would trigger me too. So
and it's because, in my opinion, I think that he thought that she would be struggling outside of the relationship.
Yeah, it's his ego.
She's not doing that.
She's flourishing without him, and he is so jealous.
Yeah, but he's not, because I don't. You noticed on how it wasn't this episode. It was earlier this season. When he was talking about he's been struggling, life hasn't been the way that he thought it was going to be. That he was having trouble with business or whatever, and I. Very interesting that their business was pretty much held up by her.
She held the cards. And I was like, praise Jesus, because you see a lot of times, I think it's I think a lot of times it's the other way around, where the man, everything is in the man's name. So the woman ends up struggling, and she's a single mother, and she needs the spousal support and the child support to survive, and this and that. Mel,
she had it all.
She had it all. She had the license, right?
Yeah, the builder, something about the
builder's license or something like
that.
Yeah.
It was something. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, she had it all.
I was like, shame on you, Martell, because if you call yourself what is he, a developer, an architect, something, a builder?
Yeah, I think so.
But you don't have the license, and then you get mad that she gets the offers because she has the license.
Right.
Come on, man.
You cannot be mad.
And the fact that he was mad at his I think his name was Chris. I can't
remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Which they were that couple who were trying to like mentor them as the older couple, I think. And that went wrong. Yeah, that's bad. Mel kept trying to tell them, like, y'all, I am done. There's nothing to talk about when he keep disrespecting me. And what does he do? Disrespect her and say how this other woman's been pleasing him and this and that. And she's just like, see, why are we talking about me? I made up my mind. Why are y'all trying to force something that should not be forced? Come on. So, but anyway, he was mad. Martell was mad at him for even going to Mel about that deal or whatever with the 47 acres. So like, I mean, at that point, for me, it's about the ego. You're mad because you went to my ex-wife about your ex-wife has a license. She carries the license. Like, what else do you expect for this to happen? Like, how else did you expect for this to play out? So he's just very hurt. He's very hurt, and he does need to go to counseling. He does.
Yeah, but and the thing about it is, so he's hurt now, but like he not only hurt Melody, he hurt the lady he was cheating with too. He called her a peasant on national television.
A peasant.
I was like, but I just couldn't understand that whole thing or whatever. I guess that was supposed to be like his, trick back into Melody's life and to want him again. But I was like, sir, like you're disrespecting women on all fronts. And it's really kind of disappointing because I don't think that his mother always has the when they have talked on the show, she's not one that is 100% right with what she's saying to him, but I think that she expected him to do all that he has done either.
Not at all. Yeah, but I think she was shy, and I feel for her because she really does love Mel as a daughter-in-law, and she still continues to love her, which she should, because I feel like Mel's been. I'm not saying she's perfect, but I feel like she's been a loyal daughter-in-law time and time again, all throughout the infidelity. So like. She shouldn't have anything against Mel,
Yeah, and I don't see that. I guess being a mother, and this will play out as my life continues on. Like you always want to protect your child, and so I feel like it's a little bit of that. But she understands too. Like, sir, like you took your wife through it, so what do you expect her, to do and give to you? Situation that you guys have now, but I did like that too when she was talking about her triggers.
He went below the belt though.
Yeah, she did. I
mean, when he gets angry, there's no stopping what comes. There is no filter on his mouth. He says whatever comes to mind. He said, "Oh, she had mentioned something about his side chick, blah blah blah," and he went below the belt when he said, "Yeah, but you've been two dudes side chick now."
I know.
You messing with these with these married or these men who have fiancés and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, he goes there. He goes for the jugular every single time. And I'm just like, come on, Martell, you gotta be better than that.
Yeah, like, I mean, the truth of the matter is you had her and you said that you didn't want her with your actions. It really and truthfully, it's none of your business who she dates.
What she does, right? And it's like he's so tit for tat. It's like he just because he knows that he messed up, he tries to paint this negative picture of Mel. So anything he claims she's doing, you know, he's like, well, she did this too, and she did that too, and she couldn't keep me satisfied, and she could. That is not for the world. That's just below the belt. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and but let's talk about this. She didn't keep him satisfied. That to me is a trigger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I look at it like this: she had your 4 kids that she was for while you were out with your lady friend.
Correct.
Respect in that at that moment. You may have come home and did the right thing by your kids, but you were not doing the right thing by her. And what did you expect her to give you when you weren't giving that same level of need taken care of?
Loyalty, human decency.
I mean, respect. I mean, all of that. So you expected her in your moments of foolery and nonsense to still be completely loyal to you and whatever you wanted her to do to satisfy her needs. No, I'm completely triggered by that.
Oh yeah. It's like he just wants her to be this submissive being who caters to his every need, you know. And I'm just like, see, I thought Marceau was stuck in the old days, but so is Martell.
Birds of a feather flock together.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah, they both have those tendencies to kind of be stuck in some old school spot. And they have to realize that we're just not in that time frame, and just the way your needs to be met, she wanted her needs to be met too. Her having to share her man with somebody else. Years, like, because she ignored it for a good long while. The storyline on the show, from what we gather or whatever, but just thought it was interesting. What do we miss anything about that pool scene? I think we hit all because that was really just them arguing.
It was just about them arguing. And I just broke down that, you know, I mean, I keep talking about Martell because he triggers me, but I mean, Nell, she's in the same boat. She does do the tit for tat stuff. Like on last week's episode when they went in that little, what is it?
I don't know what it's called.
Whatever vehicle they were driving in with the top down, and they were arguing. I mean, that explosive argument they had, and it was like at nighttime. Mel fed into it and was fueling the fire by playing the song on her phone with the music video that she had just finished filming, and was like, hey, up. And she was sitting there like dancing and mocking it, you know, mocking him basically because he felt some type of way about it. So she was doing it intentionally. And so that's what I'm saying. Like they do it to each other. They trigger one another intentionally. And that's not good for anyone.
So, no. Especially your friend group. Because now it's like they, you know, a few of the couples said throughout the episode, like, I don't know what we're going to do with them if this continues on or whatever. And it puts everybody in an awkward position. And I get you guys. Yeah, I get you guys didn't work out, but like either one of you needs to be like, I'm not coming, which she was willing to say, like she, I might not come if I, he would have been here, but I feel like that's with divorce when it comes to friend groups. That's how the friend groups end up kind of like
mutual friends, right?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, every time she comes, she starts an argument, or every time he comes, this happens. So we just fight them or whatever. So I just hope for them, just so that they don't have to restructure, you know, that part of their life, that they can figure it out. But counseling, right?
Yeah.
What happened next? Was it that
game night? Yes, game night. So what did she say? What did it say? Something with the Whitlows. It was Tiffany and Tiffany.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but
I can't remember what it was, but I know what you're talking about. I didn't write that down.
Yeah, it's like WW. It's something with the Whitlows. But anyways, they played this little couples game, which basically is all about sex. And I wrote all the questions down that they had asked, and they went around the room and was asking. So the very first question was to Mel, and they said, "Are your needs being met?" And I could tell it was a little awkward for her to answer in front of everyone, but she was like, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And
did you see Martell's
face? Yep.
It was like, hold on, wait, what?
But here's the thing though. Your needs could be met even if you're not messing with anybody, because you could be doing it for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so
it could be your peace of mind.
That's right.
Needs are being met.
That's correct. So, I'm glad she didn't elaborate. Just answer the question and move on.
And kept on moving. Yep.
Right. And the next question was, how many people have you had sex with? Why did Maurice say 6? Like what?
What? I was like, sir, 6? In one day.
I'm sorry, in one day. That was in one day.
One day. Yes, one day. I was like, 6. I wanted him to elaborate because I needed to.
Look, you know who my favorite person out of the entire cast is Kimmy. She is the most level-headed. Most level-headed. She's a great mom. I feel like she's a great wife from what I can see. Yeah. But she also knows how not to take everything too seriously.
Yep.
And so when they were as a couple in front of the camera, you know how they have their little camera time together. Yeah. And she was just like, I need you to explain this. Like, really, 6 people in one day. And she's good with the banter and making jokes. And he said, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, I found myself in you. And she said, no, you found yourself in 6 other women.
She is so lighthearted. Like I think she's so logical.
Very.
And she's like, okay, well, let's think about this. Let's talk this out. And I feel like throughout the season, the show, that's kind of what makes other people mad about her. Like when they're having a conversation, is because she's so level-headed that you can't get mad, because she's like, no, you are acting on emotions and I want facts. Right. And that's what she operates on. Notably when her and Letitia's mom went
Wanda. I can't. I'm sorry, Miss Wanda. I don't like Miss Wanda.
Miss Wanda.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Look, so I feel like anytime Kimmy explodes, I feel like it takes a lot for her to get there.
Yep, absolutely.
So it went because of that. I feel that she has every right to be angry when she is angry, because
I do too.
People are intentionally pressing her buttons or trying to get under her skin. So Wanda, yes, she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing.
And the conversation that they have with her is like what are you, ma'am? One, mama, your daughter is grown.
Right.
Let me you to stop trying to fight her battles, because she's grown. I don't even think it's necessary for you to fight battles for your kids when they're growing up, because then what conflict resolution are you teaching them if you're just going to jump in? But she's jumping in to argue about stuff that you be like,
she's a pot stirrer. She's an instigator. That's all she is. And let me tell you something. As much as I can't stand, or I could not stand Marceau, especially early on, when Marceau and Wanda get into it, I'm Team Marceau. I am Team Marceau. I just be like, get in that, please. Like, tell her like it is. And I feel like it takes somebody like Marceau to deal with Wanda.
Yes, that's when his old school works.
Yep. There you go. Yep. And honestly, I know Tisha gets put in the middle of it. She probably hates it, but I'm like, but you're also an enabler for your mom.
Yes, and she is.
And the only person who really can stand up to one is Marceau, because Tisha, she just lets it. She's like, she just lets everything go. Like, oh, well, that's just my mom. She expects everybody to bend over backwards for her mom. For whatever
and the thing about it is, she buys into whatever her mom says. Like, she's into it, hook, line, and sinker. Like that conversation, and we're going back a few episodes, y'all. But that conversation that her and Kimmy had at the bar or whatever, she came back and told that story completely different than how it happened. Oh,
right.
and instead of Letitia being like, well, okay, I've heard your side of the story. Let me go talk to Kimmy and get Kimmy's side of the story. She went straight to Kimmy and was like, you told my mama da, da, da.
She leads with, you told my mom to shut the F up and
or
da,
something.
Da, da, da.
And I was like, she did not say that.
And we're talking about Kimmy now. You need to give Kimmy, if anybody needs benefit of the doubt, it is Kimmy. Because we know she is not that hot-headed person. She's very logical, very reasonable. So if it is true, there's a reason why she went there.
Exactly.
But those weren't even her words. So dial it back and ask. Don't assume, ask.
And she always assumes when it comes to her mama and her friends.
Right.
And I need her to stop her mama around, because her mama is not even a part of that friend group.
Why is she on the show?
Why is she on the show?
Babysit them grandkids, right?
That's what she need to be on the show doing.
She need to be there.
Even though when she did that, she got that wrong too. But that's where her and Marcel used to go back and forth too.
Look, this Marcel's like, you're not about to disrespect me in my own house. You're not gonna do that.
And I feel him on that, because if I pay bills, I'm gonna be respected if nobody else is gonna be respected.
That's right.
Yeah, or look, whatever. Okay, go back to these questions. Back to
the question. Okay, so the next question was, have you ever had sex in public? And they answered yes. A lot of them did. And they said drink if you're happy in your current relationship.
Okay.
Did you see the shade Marcel was trying to
I saw that shade, honey.
I'm like, you meant it. You didn't mean it, but you meant it.
No, he meant it. That's what I said. Oh, because everybody else looking at you now, it was a joke. No, sir. That was the truth.
Well, I said he didn't mean it because he pointed out, he's like, well, I didn't take a drink. But he thought he was being funny. But we know you being honest. You don't feel like you are, happy in your current relationship.
Which brings up, do you think, because on the show there are several allegations of not being faithful either. What do you think?
Let me tell you something. I feel like those allegations are true. And I say this because for so long, Kimmy was in the dark. Not Kimmy, I'm sorry. Letitia was in the dark. She was the stay-at-home mom. She didn't ever really do anything. She didn't leave. She was always with the kids at home.
Yep.
So, because even Mel said, she said, okay, one of these days after you put your kids to bed, roll up at the club. And go check out, because your husband's there at the bar, right? At the club. So I feel like there's some truth to it. Now, these 20 women's that wanted to
these 20 women just wanted to say it.
I don't know about the number, but I feel like there is some truth to some of it. I don't know about the children, kids around there. I don't know about that, but I can't put it past Marcel. I just feel like,
either.
He probably took advantage of not being at home, because he's still not at home all the time. He blames it on work. Yeah, but it ain't no work at 12 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning. So
yeah, I think I'm with you. I think there is some truth to the allegations. Like you said, the kids, I'm not certain about that. I think that's just conjecture room or whatever.
Right.
But I do believe that he has done something that is not in respect of their marriage.
Every time the question comes up directly to him, he doesn't directly answer.
He doesn't.
He responds with, I'm not going to answer any stupid questions, or something along those lines. I'm not going to entertain that question. I'm not even going to. Why can't you just answer the question?
Yes, sir, or no. It's simple. Right.
That's simple. So
yeah. No, I agree. I was like, sir, you telling a little bit of truth. You're not happy. But he also, remember when they were on the bus, I think when they first got there, they were going to those little cars that we don't know the name of. Right. He was also talking about, well, I'm not getting a divorce either, because I couldn't do that. That life or whatever. So I think it's more so of, I think he's kind of like the person that wants his cake and eat it too.
Yep.
His marriage with his kids, and to have that, that bold, but he also wants to have some extracurricular activities too.
Look, that plus Tisha already said it on national television. I will take you for everything you got.
And
he can't afford it.
I was just about to say,
he can't afford all having them 3. I think it's 3 kids, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 3 kids. He can't afford. He's like, you know what? Now it's what's the saying? It's cheaper to keep her. There you go. Cheaper to keep her.
And the thing about it is, he would sink as a single father, because you remember, I don't know.
Oh, girl, the oldest. He did not know that his oldest son had a peanut butter allergy. Houseway.
Wow. He only been in your life his whole life.
His whole life. I mean,
yeah, he would fail at that. I was like, sir, this is bad. This is really bad.
I think the camera may have caught him trying to make a grilled cheese one time, maybe. Or
yeah.
I don't know. And the kids were just like, what are you doing?
No, was it grilled cheese? I think it was like scrambled eggs in the middle.
Scrambled eggs, and it was burnt.
It was something crazy.
And I mean, his son looked like he was hurt. Like, Dad, you don't know I'm allergic to peanut butter? Like, come on. Yeah, that was
rightfully so. Look, I feel the lad. But I think it's some truth.
And when you compare Martell to Marcel, in that light, it's really no compare. Martell is an awesome father.
Yeah,
he just needed to be a better husband.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for the husband part of that life.
Right.
He does seem to have really good span on taking care of his kids.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, what was the next question, girl?
Okay. Sorry, we gotta move.
No, you're good.
Tisha, this part, I wanted to knock Tisha upside her head. She said, I want to make sure I'm not being disrespectful when I ask this. Well, you already know it's disrespectful. So don't say it.
Yeah.
She asked Maurice, she said, well, I spoke with Kyle, which is Maurice's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And she felt that you didn't even try to work things out with her before y'all got the divorce. So she asked him, she said, why didn't you try with Kyle? And do you think it would have worked out had you stayed?
And
How disrespectful is that question? And then for you, I mean, remember, she and Tisha and Kimmy kind of had like a rocky relationship a little bit, because she just kept thinking, what's her name? Kimmy wasn't on her side or on her team. She wasn't. And I was always looking at Tisha crazy, like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And for you to sit here and ask that question, like, Kimmy has every right to, if she did treat you any kind of way, this would be why. Yeah. this question did it. Yep.
Yeah, I put down, I said, Kimmy is better than me, because I would have cursed.
I would have not. She was right there next to her.
Yes.
Grab something. I mean,
I couldn't understand what. I just couldn't understand.
Why did Maurice even answer?
Yeah.
Why? I'm not even going to entertain that question, because that's disrespectful to my wife, would have been my answer.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering. I was like, how was he gonna? But he answered, like, and put thought in it.
And honestly, to me, Maurice, I liked him, especially in the beginning of the season. I felt like he was the most level-headed, kind of like Kimmy. But this season, he is very clueless. He is very clueless at times, especially when it comes to his son and like Kimmy. He says how great she is and how thankful he is for her, because she carried him when he was going through school and which she really is. But it's like some of the choices he made when it comes to Kyle, his ex-wife. Yeah. It's like he doesn't even consider Kimmy's feelings.
Yeah, even with the vaping situation. Like, why wouldn't you tell her what was going on? She's probably going to pick him up from school, interacting like with people, and she doesn't even know what's going on. Like, what does that mean?
She is raising your son under your roof together as parents. So it's like, how could you not keep her in the loop? How is she not involved with these conversations? And I feel like that's very disrespectful to Kimmy. And I 100% agree with how Kimmy feels. Like, she has every right to feel how she feels when those things come up. So I mean, I feel like Maurice is very clueless. And I think that's the part where the age shows. He he's younger than she is, and it shows maturity wise. I feel like that is clear as day.
Yeah, but being the logical person that she is and being level-headed, she always
very patient.
Very patient. Oh, because like think about it. Like another example of his maturity level is that earlier this season when they had a sit down with Kiowa and her husband. And he got up and left, talking some a business meeting. Sir, why did you schedule it so close together? Why did you try to double book yourself? Like, how are y'all gonna have a question? I mean, have a meeting about raising your child and you're not there?
And he just made a comment talking about how, oh, I'm glad Zay can join us so we all can finally get together and discuss. But you got up and left though.
Exactly.
You weren't even like you expect Kimmy to carry your like speak for both of you. That's not how that works. This is your son y'all are discussing. This is your ex-wife. Why is Kimmy there and not you? That makes no sense to me.
And you know they already have that kind of tense relationship anyway, because Kiowa is under the impression that they started dating before they got a divorce. Right. So why would you even put your wife in that boat?
That's a bad spot to be in. And but you know what? After seeing this season, I feel that Kimmy and Kyle's relationship has gotten better since the reunion of the last season, because they've been around one another on camera more than I've ever seen so far, and they seem to do good. So even at the I think they were celebrating their sons going to middle school or high school. Yeah,
maybe. I can't remember. Yeah,
right. And you know, they had a little party for them. That's when Maurice had brought it to Tiffany, had basically had to sit down, talk with Tiffany and her husband about how inappropriate it was for her to bring up the vaping situation. And even then, Kiowa joined and Kimmy was there. And I just feel like they were good. That relationship between Kiowa and Kimmy is good. So that's great. But come on, Maurice.
But look, then here come Letitia trying to put a wrench in, talking about some why didn't you just stay with your ex or whatever? Go ahead.
Why do you care? Why do you want to know? That's what I'm trying to
What does it have to do with your 15 years of marriage?
Right. It has absolutely nothing. So, but that's all I got for the game night.
Oh goodness, yeah. I just thought it was interesting. Then you know they brought up the fact. What were they talking about when they were talking about they were trying to have a threesome or something like? What was that conversation? You remember one of the couples said that if you just want to have a threesome, just say that. But then
Marcel and Tisha, because they were like, why are we always keep talking about sex? And that's when Tiffany was like, y'all been married for 15 years. Why wouldn't you want to talk about sex? Y'all been having sex with each other for 15 years. So like they were trying to get at, you know, I don't know. They're like, y'all just want to have an orgy party. But I mean,
yeah, I mean, y'all were couples. I think it was a nice game for the.
I think it was fine, right? Y'all married, it's all good. Yep. So
look, let's girls' night out, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany. Tiffany, go for it. Because that was like, my first point.
I mean, I wrote the first thing I said. Tiffany is too open. Something should be said in private.
Yes, she thinks everything that comes up in her mind. Honey, sometimes just hush.
She definitely did that. Now, what I say that, but I still feel that Destiny feels some type of way about Tiffany because of their very first impression. So like she was triggered by Tiffany. And my thing is, if Tisha wasn't offended by the questions that she asked her, why are you offended for her? Like she wanted to be triggered. She wanted to go there.
Have you noticed that a lot of people do that for Letitia? Like they feel the way for her, like her mom does that. Destiny did that in this situation, only because it was Tiffany though.
Right.
You know, she does have a lot of people that feel like she can't fend for herself. I feel like that's how it comes across. Like she can't fend for herself. But anyway,
and maybe they feel that way because honestly, I don't want to. I mean, Tisha talks about her confidence in speaking and her speech. So maybe they just feel like she don't know how to defend herself, or I don't know. Maybe they just feel some. I don't know what it is. But they do. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I just noticed that about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tiffany says she is what she says, she is transparent. And that's why she always saying everything comes out the way that it comes out.
Right. And again, though, Tiffany, you got to know better, though. Like, not everything is for everyone to know. Like, I really do feel like that was a conversation she should have had privately with Letitia. If even that, I don't even know if that should have been a conversation. If the men had a private conversation with the men,
yeah,
it probably needs to stay there. That's nothing you need to come and relay this message and that. Like, no, I
yeah, like, well, that's you and your husband's talk. That's kind of like you talk with your girlfriend. Sometimes you guys will have a conversation, but it doesn't go back to the whole group. Like,
it does not, exactly. Like, I mean, I'm gonna refer back to Married at First Sight. Well, Gil's like, spill the tea. What happened?
Yeah,
right, like that. So I'm saying, because I do that with my husband. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes I be telling my husband, like, well, I'm talking. I'll be like, girl, I mean, babe.
Yeah, yeah, I do that too.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it just should have stayed between them as a married couple. I don't think that was for her to spill the tea with the girls about what the men talked about. So
exactly,
it should have never been in the conversation. But I will say this: do you think? Well, I ask this: do you think Letitia should have known or had like an inclination, because she's planning this surprise vow renewal? So, I mean, it's almost as if she's kind of clueless. I don't know.
I think that that is correct. She is clueless sometimes. Some things I just don't think that she thinks through. She definitely is not good at the surprise things. So I need her to stop.
Right. It didn't work out the first time. This ain't it.
and then I feel like to speak further to her cluelessness, she not know that her husband wouldn't want to do that. Like, you kind of know your husband and know what's gonna fly with them and what's not gonna fly with them. Like, she should be like, vow renewal, surprise. How will he take it? And been able to analyze it, but she doesn't. It doesn't seem like she does that.
And I honestly feel like Tisha's tactic is, I'm gonna just put you on the spot so you can't say no, and then ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah, but she said that. She did say that. She
did. So that's her tactic. That's what she was going for. And I just feel like that wasn't a move. But you know what? Man, I don't know. But I will say this about Destiny. She was throwing shade before Tiffany ever said anything about Destiny. She said she was throwing shade. She said, how have you never been to Vegas? Let me say, she said, well, one, this is behind the camera. She called her a Karen.
Yes.
She called her a Karen. And what did she say? She called her lame or something like that for never been in Vegas before. And I was like, yeah, that's not, she already going there. Like, she's coming for Tiffany before Tiffany ever opened her mouth about anything. And she cut her off too while Tiffany was talking. Because Letitia had just mentioned surprise vow renewal. And Tiffany was asking something mid-sentence. Destiny cut in. Oh, should I wear my hot girl summer dress? Like, just cutting her off. And the look on Tiffany's face, like, you see me talking, right? And I was like, ooh, Destiny already started. She was asking for it.
Yeah, they are going to have some type of makeup or at least fuss session to make it better, because Destiny is not feeling her in any way, shape, or form. Although, to Destiny's point, I think that she is the type of person that will throw the stone and then hide her hand. Like, so she puts something out there and then she just kind of sits back and waits. And that is an agitating type of person to be around.
It is.
And I don't care for people who do that type of thing either. So I understand that. But Destiny is definitely not feeling her in any way.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Because I think it was Tisha who said, yeah, we were a little worried about you talking about Tiffany, and Destiny said a little.
Right.
Like, if that ain't shade, I don't know what is. Like, Destiny been asking for it all night. And you're right in that Tiffany does throw the first stone, and you know, she hides. And it's like, she can't back up what she says. She can't, she's all mouth. In other words.
Yeah. She's definitely the type of person that kind of sits back and watch things brew up, like after she put the first word out there. It was interesting that Mel was like, you know, when Tiffany said her little part or whatever in Mel's confessional, she was like, well, girl, you better take that. She better take that tea and use it to advantage. I was like, interesting take from you, ma'am. I it's gonna come up in the previews, but I do think Melody is kind of favoring Tiffany, and I don't know how they know each other or, you know, what their relationship is.
They're on some kind of board meeting together.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, like, you're right. And I think it has something to do with relationship. Tiffany and Mel were previously friends before any of this. So she's the one who brought Tiffany on the show. Yeah. So they have an established friendship, and Destiny, I think she's a little jealous of their relationship. I say a little. Yeah. Because we know how close Destiny and Mel are. They act like, you know, sisters. So like big sister, little sister. So I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy in there from Destiny's point of view. But and Destiny looks at it like, Tiffany, you're new to this group. Who the heck do you think you are coming up in here, airing dirty laundry? Everybody's dirty laundry. Just like, who are you? You know? So I can see that. I do see that. But Mel, like I said, she already has this established friendship with Tiffany. So she probably doesn't take it the same way. It's like, she's like, oh, you giving me tea. And then Destiny's over here like, yeah, you ain't giving me no cold tea. Like, you just. Right.
Well, I get, and I mean, Destiny had her tea spilt by Tiffany. So I understand.
I do. I definitely do.
Yeah. I think,
do you think
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Do you think it's inappropriate for Tiffany to ask Tisha if she was just staying in the marriage just for the kids?
We've already said that we thought that whole conversation was probably.
Well, that's true. That's true. You're right. You're right.
But here's the thing. If I don't know if Letitia and Tiffany have a relationship, which I don't believe they do, already established. I feel like if Melody would have asked Letitia that question, it would have come across differently. Because they have a different, or they spent more time together. Right. But you are new to the group and you're like, I feel like that's a question that you ask like your girlfriend when they are struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like they're struggling in the marriage, you see all of this going down and you're trying to help them come to their clarity. But at the club, on a girl night, I'm not sure that's a conversation.
No, you gotta relax, have a good time, let your hair down. Yeah. And see, I wonder why they didn't show the guy, unless they show him next week. But they didn't show the guy's night out, so we'll see about that. But that's all I have for the girls' night out, and then I just have like a sneak peek. So
yeah. I did wonder why they didn't show the guys' night out, but I'm with you. I think they might show it. Like that might be the wrap up to their Vegas trip.
Right.
On the next episode. But then let's talk about these previews, ma'am. Hold on, let me get to my preview notes.
Yep.
So let's see. So Tisha and Marceau have a conversation about their marriage and not being there for her and the kids. What your thoughts, ma'am?
See, and it goes back to he hasn't changed. That's been his behavior since season 1, right?
Yep.
He's not around, and she was like, I need you to make me and the kids, us as a family, our priority because you're not around. And this is a conversation they should have had before they went out to Vegas, before she even tried to plan this whole surprise vow renewal. Right. That's the whole conversation. Like, y'all should be on the same page. If y'all are celebrating 15 years of marriage, I feel like y'all should be on the same page.
Yes.
I mean, that's the whole point of this trip, is to be on the same page that you're celebrating. So that's kind of redundant.
Exactly. I agree. I do see a theme and a pattern with them. And this is something that definitely is going to have to come. They're going to have to come to some type of resolve with it, or we'll find them separating as well. And then that there's a reality TV curse. So already have cracks in their foundation. Just hate to see that this be the thing that will crumble their house. Because they can't get on the same page. And what you not gonna do is continue to embarrass me on TV over and over again. If I was her, I'm like, you're not gonna keep getting me on TV and embarrassing me, and and people are looking at me crazy when we're not on TV because you keep doing the same thing and I keep letting you get away with it. So
and honestly, the way Marcel talked, they're gonna still continue to be together for the kids.
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, because that's what it seems like it is now. Tiffany calls Melody out too about this Tiffany thing. She says she's defending Tiffany.
Yeah, she calls her and she's like, "Okay, bodyguard."
Yeah,
like she feels that she's her bodyguard, and I could see Destiny's point of view, but at the same time, Mel. This is Mel's friend. She brought her on the show, like I said earlier. And I think it's both. I think Mel is trying to play. She's not trying to take anyone's side. She's trying to be in the middle. She wants to stay neutral, but Destiny, for whatever reason, like she and Tiffany just don't get along. They're like oil and water. They just won't. They don't mesh well, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter what Tiffany does or says. Destiny will be triggered, and Mel will be like, "Hold up, you tripping, Destiny? Hold on." Yeah. And it's just, that's how it is. So
that's why I want them to have a talk out, because let me tell you what the truth of the matter is. Destiny doesn't know Tiffany well enough not to feel her in the way that she does. It's all because of what she did at her birthday party, rightfully so. Like I wouldn't feel somebody who came to my birthday party, throwing shade, talking about some of my husband, alleging that my husband cheating with someone else. So I get her resentment, or not resentment, resistance to her. I'm gonna use that word. That's not the one I want to use though. But I can see it, but I would just want them to hash it out and her to go ahead and say everything she has to say about that whole situation and what happened there, and not be like, because she's done that before on the show, like when they had that taco day or night and whatever, and she just kept bringing up, like, look, Destiny kept bringing up smart comments to Tiffany or whatever, and I think that was the best way to handle it. I think if she just says, look, let's go to lunch, let's talk this out, and then for the good of the group or whatever, like, come to a resolve and move forward. But that's really what it is. She was upset that she came to her party, doing all that. And from there, she just kind of doesn't like her or whatever.
Right. And you know what? You're probably right. That's probably the best way to do it. But to Destiny, I feel like Destiny is set on how she feels about Tiffany, because Tiffany is doing this time and time again, but with other people. So she's like, this is who you are, and this is how you are, and I'm good. I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah, I don't want to be friends. Yeah, I get both sides of it, and I can see it from that point of view as well, because I kind of pegged Tiffany as that person too, to see if she's going to change any or whatever, but I just wish they would work it out. Like, I don't want to keep having to those feelings. I feel like it puts her in an awkward position, because the other ladies, like, she's doing it to the other ladies too. They haven't gotten to a point where they are as observant as Tiffany and seeing that there's a pattern.
Right. Whatever. Last point I have is the surprise vow renewal. Did you hear Marcel? He said, "Babe, I'm not doing this." Right. How embarrassing is that?
Oh my God.
Like, awkward. Like, that was...
Look, not only in front of their friends, but this is airing on national television.
National television. You really gonna show up like that?
And apparently he didn't do it, because that is a part of the conversation that they have next week, where talking about not doing it.
Yeah. And I'm like, one, it sucks that he would put her on put her on the spot like that. And she put him on the spot, but for him to be like, I'm not doing this, not caring that it's on national television, but to his point, you should know me well enough not to pull no shenanigans like this. You know me well enough that I'm not just gonna go through whatever just because you want me to. You should know me better than that.
That's what we said earlier. Like, she should be able to read her husband and know.
I mean, she only known him. I've been married for 15 years. Come on.
Exactly. So like, we'll see. It should be interesting. I think they'll be out of Vegas next week. At least they should, because I feel like they've been in Vegas for like 3 episodes now. I don't think the trip was that long. And we'll see what happens with
dinner.
Say that again.
And we will see what happens with dinner, because Martell said something about, you mentioned earlier about how he's like, yeah, I want to get married again. Hey, man, it might be Mel. And I was like, sir, no. And Mel also said in front of the camera, she was like, I'm looking forward to Martell moving on.
Yes, but I'm kind of with her. Like, no, we've done this. We've done
broken record. Yep.
Not going to continue to do this or whatever. And even if they were to one day get back together, it's not really now.
Definitely not.
It's fresh.
It's too fresh. They need to go to counseling. They both need healing. They both need to just take a step back and just work on themselves as individuals. Right. Yeah.
And I was just going to say that I think he needs time not to be in a relationship, because he's too busy trying to juggle more than one relationship for all the time. He just needs to be with himself.
My question to you, is he with the other woman or no?
He alluded to the fact that they were, I think, co-parenting.
Co-parenting, okay.
I think that
I was unclear.
I'm unclear too, but I mean, if you call somebody a peasant, I mean, if you call me a peasant, one, I'm not gonna be cheating with you if I know you're married. Like, I'm not a cheater. I'm not gonna cheat. Right. But if I was in a relationship with you and then you call me on national television, I kind of don't want to be in a relationship with you either.
Right. I mean, I think it was Lewis who asked them. This was when the guys were outside smoking cigars and stuff this is a couple episodes ago for their son's high school party that they do. And Lewis had asked him, he's like, are you in love with her? Well, someone said, are you in love with Mel? And then he switched it to, well, are you in love with the other one?
The other one.
And Martell, sometimes when he get put on the spot, he don't answer questions. He just looks at you crazy. And that's what he did. He was looking at him crazy, like, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? You don't want to answer.
No, he don't want to answer, because you know why? He swears that Mel was not fulfilling his needs, and guess what? Mel said, "I'm not fulfilling your needs, and let me go on about my business." And this girl full time, and guess what? She has a new baby. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that she's not wanting to be as busy with him as she was before.
Correct. Exactly. And my thing is, like, if you claim she was not fulfilling your needs, why do you want to be with her? Like, why do you continue to chase her? Why?
Exactly. Oh, you're going to get married. You're saying you might get married to her again, but she won't fulfilling your needs. Why would you do that twice?
Right. And you keep bringing it up. And you keep throwing it in her face, and the whole world knows this. So
the friend group doesn't help in that situation either, because they keep bringing it up also, and they keep making it seem like it might be also. Remember they said that, like, oh, we're gonna put y'all in the room together because no, don't do that.
That was just wrong. Like, too soon, y'all. Too soon.
Yeah. Look, try again, something else, something different. I'm with you. Well, look, I think we've exhausted this episode. I have plenty more to say about them, because we have a whole 2 seasons basically to talk about everything that has happened, but we can throw some of that in the next time we talk. Let's go ahead and get ready for this next episode. We'll see you guys next time. We'll have some more cousins with us too, but we wanted to go ahead and chat with you guys about this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 2, episode 30. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you next time. Bye.